Bye.
Hardcore.
Yo, man. What's on your mind? It's a paw! Yep!
mister. It's Lamb.
Lambie is a stuffed
Yes. Isn't he soft? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Bye.
The hawthorn tree, just like promised. You've stood here for what seems like eons. The gnarled hawthorn tree, en route with slow, and it curls up. Maybe Roy.
What's the tape for? How? It's broke. You could also...
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pond, patting the tree. You tree hugging the gnarled hawthorn. The hawthorn tree, a little.
Smooth move, operator. We don't hear...
The gnarled.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed. You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes, keep saving that economy. Haven't you heard? Look, is this really... That's the spirit? We've all...
No good. All you can come up.
No luck? Why?
The speakers below are banged up and...
Hello again. How can I help you? You mean Reese Pooley? Yeah, I do, but... But I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker.
Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand.
Huh? What do you mean? Yes. What about it? Is it any good? The music, I mean. Man, you're really invested in this. Okay, I'll help you out. It's going...
You take some time to look around the store. You know these visuals would look super cool in the church.
Yeah. I sang...
There's a but, isn't there? There's always a but.
I rather like it here, too. So yeah, I'm not giving you my projector.
Looks like he really means it.
Yeah, it was. Anyhow, yeah, my pleasure. I'll do what I can for true passion projects. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions. Take responsibility, okay?
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for... Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. Not familiar. By the way, the...
Hello again. How can I help you?
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement, a drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects.
How would I know?
There's a note of indignation. Those triangle patches on his vest. You have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
I was with the MA. Had to take Perolidon for radio.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately. A primitive nuclear reactor. Construction began during the Commune of Revachol. The people continued, needless to say, an emergency valve defect.
We were an all-volunteer force. I lived by the There wasn't much to volunteer. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment. And early deaths. Cancer mostly. No one's. Everyone's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor. The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me I like the theory more than...
Yeah, you gotta get...
Have you tried it?
It's almost like the lieutenant steps away, pretending to it. Go ahead then, he thinks. He won't be your nog, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
If you hear you...
Yes, Doc, not so sure about this. Because it's an anti-radiation drug, and you're a cop, not a post-apocalyptic scavenger.
Of course.
There it is again. The scent of bitter. Whatever petrochemical, until so the sun. There is a movement next to you. Why are you talking to a gun? The bear's eyes are dead.
Good question. I know. At least...
The fridge, a friendly cartoon.
it's you again. Are you looking for a die? Oh, it's you again. I'm sorry. I'm a bit overloaded just now, so you mean the curse that I'm spared of? I'm listening. Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen killed the former lead.
Sona is involved in this? So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world. I guess the least I can do is check. In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim I'm listening. Good.
Hello again, officers. Have you come?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Ugh, alright.
Could that girl have been?
Could have been her.
Hello, mister. Oh.
Where did you get it?
Found them when Lemmy and I were...
She doesn't want.
I hid them.
We're going.
They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. Bye!
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The walls and floors.
Congratulations. That's the goal.
Hello again. Sure, what's on your mind? Yes, they even built...
A player, perhaps.
Yes. Oh, I'm a...
He means that. The boy's got...
Officer.
The boy looks first.
But of course.
You see.
It's a car! Yeah! Huh? Yeah! Remix time!
A hand on his ear. He listens.
Wow! Did you...
A great excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This...
Listen, I'm just...
What is this? It's good. How did you guys do that?
Yes, but what if Van Eyck based his remix on some forgotten
Nah, to me it sounds like classic Van Eyck. I don't think he needs any...
I think it's just happenstance. Chaos.
Noid's right. Egghead's technical talent is the... No. This is definitely part of the same song. Something mysterious is going on here.
Be how it may, if it fits...
What about the bass? Yeah, I remember. You said it needs more bass.
But how?
What about that compressor on...
Don't be too hard on your...
But it could be hyper hardcore!
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you. Oh, yeah.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
You know, I've met... Yes. Goodbye, officer.
sidechain the beat. Listen, you can use the compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux sidechain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up.
Sidechaining it, you said?
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide, wider than they've ever gone on drugs.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Cop Man? Did you break him?
Are you ready, pussy?
Noid straightens his back, ready for the beat.
I was born ready, Egg.
The audio assault is glorious.
This is beauty!
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together.
Your body is taking a beating from the low frequencies crashing over you. It's making you feel alive again.
Introducing the ultimate sound! This is wild! God damn it! This dance club idea might just work out. DeLorean Church! The place to be! Pump it! Pump it!
This is it. This is a new era. The fabric of the world has been irrevocably. Who will be the innocence of...
Oh, hey, man. It's good to... Goodbye, officer.
Yes? Excuse me? You have a...
A moment passes. This window is pristine, smooth, following your lead.
Looks like it.
You know which window has not been recently replaced? Yes, that one. This window is smooth, following your lead.
Looks like it.
You know which window has not been recently replaced? Maybe it isn't. I mean...
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting.
This is good. Clear the air first. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
I know that. But the people around here, they don't see it that way. And if I am to stay here, I need to get along with them. You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, golden grey in the noonlight. The Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, the conference centers, the people who are angry at her past.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. Just business, but bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't Orionese lit. Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard. Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lewes-Duin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lewes-Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too, along with Luskop and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Lowe's cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me. I am a destroyer. People lost their jobs. Good people. Not just C-suite assholes. And the way I got into accounting. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
One of them killed themselves because of me. I don't. How do you live with yourself? There you have it. The way of the warrior. We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could.
A great pain moves through her, a dark and indefinite wave. She continues in spite of it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
I don't.
You asked her before if he enjoyed it. She avoided it. How did I not discern it was a lie? You know.
He just had a hunch. Detectives.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Oh. I'm not lying to you.
You may sometimes be bad at reading her, but this time...
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot. Just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets. Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power.
Would you say she is the 8th Hard?
Why not?
Does she also party with Ruby, however?
No.
Still, there is something there. She won't tell you now.
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later. What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard the shot. It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Clausia.
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. What? Why would I put myself through? He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
It could have been a desire murder. Maybe an act of jealousy. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun. Somewhere. Now, you guys suddenly have theories pouring out. When they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. I'm sad to hear that. I did not kill him to
True, sire. 'Tis true. She simply shakes her head.
Like what? That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me. I just don't know.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. But there's one thing I know, is that you'll get nothing from there. Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth, idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Revachol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not happen. Oh God. That was a lie too. Who made the call then? She did, of course. Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer. And it makes you sweat.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct this. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner.
I did. I also had a side job selling insurance that I was really good at. After that, I sort of...
She nods, silently. He's thinking, or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and... No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her. Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately. Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this. Yes, start at the top. Choose at the bottom. It's how we see.
There may be grounds here. At least.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
What?
Her hand trembles. She's only pretending she didn't hear you say, devil woman.
I did. What is this? There was an older woman on the other end.
That is the emergencies desk. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and...
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night.
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call too.
You sense a little hesitation there, or maybe even fear. The stress was on the wrong syllable. Welcome to the wake-up club, brother.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Commonser. I couldn't just beg. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it. No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smith.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. It's useless.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here. It's Katarzyna Lazie.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin. It also makes Klazia almost an alacronym for Katarzyna Alazia.
It was a sentimental thing. I wanted to be more me here, this time. So I used my nickname.
A nickname? Who gave you this nickname, Klazia?
A teenage boy. 1,000,000 years ago. My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranie. Alasia is my father's name.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist. She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next. She slowly, like you are. This is not the end of this.
Lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety. She slowly... Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy.
Officer, it's a fine day for quest lies.
Yes, we demand...
But I haven't done anything illegal.
Failure to aid a police... She purposefully misrepresented fucking mind games. Enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no. I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
She's silent for a second, as if looking into gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby. She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants. Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but...
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she is romantically interested in you?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing...
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more.
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true.
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
Some of that fear is still with her. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
You said there was a secret route there, right? She could have come up through there, then taken this shot right here, where I stand.
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists?
Yes. She's been up here many times. She used to come to drink on the roof when, She would have seen us. My bed is right next to...
You mean to suggest she...
No. No. Why would she do that to herself? No, I just remembered you told me about it and...
Don't let your imagination run wild here, sire. Keep it on track, okay? And arrest the liar now. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid, and she's beautiful. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Thank you.
Something tells you you will. She nods, then nervously pulls on her cigarette.
You said there was a... She could...
Then slipped.
Interesting.
Yes. She's been...
You mean to...
No.
Don't.
She came over and she's a...
Some of what are you talking?
Okay.
She slowly This window is pristine on the inside. Unlike golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. A two-hearted spider. Like the witness said, the man is kneeling. The woman is on her. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain. From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. There could have been, then the rain and slush in 72%, with a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the none that you've found thus far. But that doesn't mean that's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. They may 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. 1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched. 1 kilometer away, an unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere, on an islet in the Bay of Martinez perhaps. There are islets there. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of...
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path through the whirling. A simple hypothesis.
Hey, what's that?
It's you again. What is it? Why? Sounds like you wanna push. Ruby's one of us.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation,
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze.
Because she was here, all night, with us.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No. All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her.
That's probably for the best.
And just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean...
He's been through it. That means he suspected her too. All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof. You got his attention. Now don't ruin it by making weird claims. Remember, you can still mess this up.
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surroundings. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, up 72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab? No, you can't. I know what you did here on the weekend. People talk. And what they say.
Those numbers were an ass pulling.
Yeah, and they don't put her on the roof either. It's just mambo jumbo. He hasn't got shit.
Oh. People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went back.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down, all under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need...
Right there, underneath the calm and the cool, a nervousness. He's thinking, Ruby could have fucked us all over. How did I not see it?
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift.
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it? I've seen the winch. I'm not blind. You saying that that's wall mystery down there? And architectural?
He knows it's something. He's just not ready to say you knew more about Ruby than he does, yet.
Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Wow, man, can't...
That'd be awesome. I beat that Royalist machine 20 times now.
All right, all right. We can get the barman to bring them down. What else? Footprints. Recent.
He looks tough, but there is a nervous twitch in his dark green eye. This is all too close to home for him.
What else could you make out? How recent? What size? Horizontal? I see they taught you well in your RCM school. My good news is, I'm still listening.
He knows they had to be recent for those lines to still read. This wasn't a failure.
I don't like guessing, Carl. No one.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This...
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo.
Now, the ribbon was old, faded. It had been there for 20 years at least.
Why? This doesn't make sense.
It doesn't fit well. Also, it has to be said, this man would make a good RCM sergeant, or maybe even lieutenant. Just don't let him anywhere near women.
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route, but a route does not put that bullet in his head.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, but what if you miss interesting information that way? The choice is ultimately yours. But
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. All
God damn it. We need to close that dump down.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought we'd found all the old spots. Why was that still there?
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
God damn. That's just about your favorite topic.
you were warned not to bring it up. Your best shot here is to just back out of it.
Okay, cop. She's got connections. I could see how she could have access to a gun. That still doesn't mean she did.
That's all you needed. Doubt.
Yes, goddammit, I know what a 72...
Just making sure we are on the same page. It doesn't all fit. We are just...
Titus doesn't reply. Probably a good sign.
You lost your...
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? Of course not. And Ruby didn't use your lost gun.
Stop thinking about your lost gun.
This was merely a thought.
I don't know, cop. Why don't you find your lost...
Hey, lost gun right...
Easy now, Al.
Titus, we're not seriously...
Phase 3, the big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went...
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan.
Time for a logics demonstration. He scoffs.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
The man is silent.
If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious violation of the Hardy Code, boss.
Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you...
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is...
Yeah. Like what? A thing? You mean?
Yeah, but they're both girls.
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacier.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a too? It's a lie.
Glenn here obviously likes men and he can't hack it. That's his thing, and you do not want to get into it. Moving on.
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party.
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship with the deceased.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. Figures. But that Ruby is queer as cabaret, now that I start thinking about it. And that's okay. Some are queerer than...
And then, boss, use us to cover it up? I mean, that's just fucked up.
If it's true. But it's not, right?
There's no fucking leadership challenge.
Man, now he's just throwing...
Okay. We ruled out in fact.
There's a bit of truth in there for Titus to react so brashly. He does not like his authority questioned.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got...
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Not so useful.
Fucking hell.
Betrayal is not painless. Even the doubt of it hurts.
You had expressed, on occasion, your dislike of the mercenaries' presence in Martinez, right?
Whack someone in my district? That doesn't carry much favor with time.
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod. And a trickle of this is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little... I told you. You. No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
And a hole in his heart. That first.
Why not? You suck on that gun like someone tore you a brand new asshole. Sure. Normal. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure. She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you, until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up, like cans.
And then when they're all empty, just move onto the next can. Don't look back unless there was something you missed.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it. Whack him.
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
You are insistent.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn. A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the...
Who's doing this looking? They're all...
Lizzie needed some air. You're a smart cop, but you're a stupid person. No one goes to tell Everard anything. If he has to know, he has to know fast.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game.
Sure, there are some shit houses there. A cinder block town. Fisherfolk there refuse to union. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. The what now?
She said she's building a pale emitter.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She's...
This guy barely understands.
There you have it. Pale.
It feels like you'll get to know soon enough.
It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men. The precarious world. How not to lose. It is impossible not to. The world is balanced on the edge of a knife. It's a game of...
Hi again, Gendarme. Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Yes?
Again?
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Classier. It was nice, and anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash? No, they didn't. Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you. Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window. That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching. Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use.
Good luck, guys.
Try to squeeze.
Back across the water.
You can grab that amplifier, officer, and you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we can get it all in one go. Yeah, as ready as we're gonna be. Grab one of these cans. No idea what we're gonna hear when I... Oh, good.
A soft rust.
Hey, no man.
You're all the he looking then.
Give it...
You can't make out a word of this gibberish.
Is that evil? Again?
A slight frisson. And
It's been a long... So you're...
it's something.
Natürlichkeit. You just... But someone...
The sick.
This isn't... Don't know... Don't... Mike...
This is
Someone has me.
some images of your body smashed against the... Your gloves give you a solid grip on the metal bar. This feels pleasingly familiar. You don't exactly cut a lithesome figure, but after several moments of scrambling, you manage to hoist yourself atop the monument. That performance was the connection in truth be told.
Well, what's it look? Huh. I don't know what to do. Hang on. It says here...
The speed freak is right. The responsibility is yours and yours alone. There's no turning back now. Your grip is firm, yet controlled.
Looks like it's working. Finally.
The signal is clear. The storm has passed.
Try it now. There it is.
This is it. And by that, we mean there is so much you wish you could ask.
Please be advised that you are speaking on a public frequency. You are currently speaking with... No. Our name...
You really... There's something in the way she refers to herself. Or, not to mention the airborne artillery platform she...
Because it's standard practice for instance...
Meaning, she's the voice of all those...
No, of course not.
A true...
Perhaps it all depends on your perspective. The chip sick, but now we've wandered quite far afield. That's it. Perhaps, well, there are a few people on horses by a small pond. Perhaps
She needs to see you down.
Martinez. Stem, yes. Interesting. It appears, but now...
Liebling, bitte.
Signal's weakening. Come again? We're picking up more interference. We can assure you, it is coming as soon as possible. Oh, most likely. You must... Fortunately, of course, there is no... It's not really our area. Precisamente. That is the essence of the idea. You might also... Not exactly. But we should... That...
But didn't the Wild Pines representative say?
You must understand. It may be the case that, under certain scenarios, perhaps it's even possible. For this reason, responsibility, of course. Well, not yet. Right now, gardeners. The first, soon, the people are Revash. The count.
Local conditions.
Once elected, typically there's a liberty. In most, of course, our. But this is it. Final. Is everything all right? We lost the connection for a moment. Acknowledge. If the liaison accepts your request, you will be invited to address the committee at their next quarterly public hearing. We believe the next hearing is scheduled for July.
This isn't about you. Not really. Now, take a deep breath. Look.
What? How do you know this? Lieutenant Dubois.
There, you have the facts. Just lay them out beneath the cold light of reason.
Please continue. We're listening. We have...
Detective, before you answer that. You're not only speaking for yourself. He means to tell you.
We're afraid we must ask you to...
Her tone has shifted. She's reading from a script. Your words have acted.
Acknowledge. Good. First question. Are you currently in the vicinity of Surrey, the North Arcade Islands? Very good.
What she means is, actually, you have no idea what those words could mean in this context.
Answer the question, please. Next question. Yes. Examples may include sound, memory, light. Final question.
Yes. Unquestionably, you are part of a... There's no need to...
We repeat. Were you alone?
You hear the sound.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Please stand by.
Along with...
Signals are starting to misalign. No. Lieutenant Dubois, this is Collision Worship Archer. Thank you for standing by. They would like you to address your matter to the committee directly, as their earliest convenience. So...
Snow.
No!
The lieutenant...
Well, what now? You've accomplished your sight. Is whether we're about...
Beneath that surface query, a touch of self-doubt. The lieutenant isn't sure he can solve the murder without you.
What options? What in God's name are you talking about, Detective?
The lieutenant takes a moment.
I don't know where this came, because that's what...
The lieutenant's final words are nearly swallowed by the roar of the...
Lieutenant Dubois, this is Collision Worship Archer. We have been instructed to inform you that the Laurel arrived at your position.
No shit.
Thank you. The Committee of Responsibility for Revachol has authorized us to offer you an immediate... We are far past that point.
The roundup, the speed freak eyes you. He's torn. The lieutenant looks up toward you. He's spoken his piece. There is something. A whisper.
Acknowledge. Laurel has in...
Marianne hat mir erzählt, dass Oscar nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit auf einem Luftschiff
Weeks later, no answers about extracted cop. The condition and whereabouts of an RCM officer extracted by a coalition aerostatic 2 weeks ago remain unknown. The dramatic maneuver witnessed by dozens near the North Roundabout has reportedly increased tensions between the citizens of Martinez, the RCM, and coalition authorities. early reports that the lieutenant was investigating entropinetic phenomena along.
Yo, mate. What's on your mind? Rest of the crew.
Much love to my hardcore antenna brothers!
Good luck, guys.
Try to squeeze
Back across.
You can grab that amplifier, officer. And you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we can get it all in one go. Just plug that.
It's done.
Yeah, as ready as we're gonna be. Grab one of these can sets, both of ya. I've got it rigged so we can all listen, but only your cop talk will broadcast. No idea what we're gonna hear when I turn this thing on, so be prepared. Good.
A soft rustling between every.
Hey, no man!
You're all the lieutenant. He is looking. Then
Give it another.
you can't make out a word.
Nin. Again.
A slight frisson at the point.
I didn't.
An uncle.
I promise
So you.
it's
Something.
Natürlich halten ihn.
No.
The signals.
This isn't. Don't. Mike.
This is. Some images of your body smashed against the pavement. Your gloves give you a solid grip on the metal bar. This feels pleasingly familiar. You don't exactly cut a lithesome figure, but after several moments of scrambling, you manage to hoist yourself atop the monument. That performance was the connection truth.
Well, hang on.
The speed freak is right. The responsibility is yours and yours alone. There's no turning back.